And joining us right now, Yankee manager Joe Girardi, as he does during our spring training telecast. And Joe, thanks for being with us once again.
Kenny, Coney, how are you?
Well, you had a nice ride down to Fort Myers yesterday. Came away with a 5-4 win, and Masahiro Tanaka started. The Yankees won the game. Maybe you can tell us how Tanaka did yesterday.
Yeah, I thought he struggled a little bit with his command the first 3 innings, and he found it. But what I was most impressed with was how, without his really sharp stuff and his good stuff, he found a way to get into the 6th inning, not throwing a ton of pitches. And you know, I think sometimes you can learn a lot more about a guy then than when you have your great stuff and everything's rolling along. So I was actually happy to see it.
Ball is lined by Teixeira into right field for a base hit. A broken bat single for Kobe Rasmus. Now, how about Pineda today, Joe?
I liked it. I mean, he's done a really good job. He's got a lot of ground balls. It looks like his fastball is got a great plane to it today. It's downhill. He's been able to move the ball in and out. His slider has been good. He's thrown some good changeup. So, so far so good.
Well, speaking of so far so good, your thoughts on the way spring training is going?
Really good. It's been, knock on wood, a healthy spring training for us for the most part. We have a couple guys that are nicked up. Brendan Ryan, obviously, we're not sure where he'll be at the end of next week. Jacoby Ellsbury is feeling better, and we're shooting for that might be a soft liner in front.
Yeah, it's going to drop in. That's Mason Williams. Oh, that's Ichiro out there now for a base hit. So,
yeah, Coney, how do you deal with that 2 broken bat hits and all of a sudden you get first and second?
Yeah, you try to get another broken bat right here, ground ball. But you're right. That's how this is when you really evaluate pitchers, as you know so well and have done such a good job of. But yeah, right now, okay, now how are you going to handle this, and what type of pitches are you going to make right now? Yeah,
I mean, he's looking for a double play. They might put a bunt on in this situation. Not sure here. Might be something that Goins could do during the course of the season, but you don't always get a lot of time to work on it in spring training. But you got to think about if he's not bunting, try to get a double play ball here. He did it the last time, and it was a tough double play, and he got over there to first.
That was well turned to end the inning, get himself out of a major jam. Let's see what happens with Goins here, Joe. Yep, he is squaring the bunt. He takes it down low for ball 1. Now, yesterday's game, you used the replay system to your advantage yesterday, Joe.
Yeah, we thought it was important to use it in that situation, and we did it to where we don't have all the camera angles that you're going to have during the season. But Brett Weber was watching on TV and saw that he was out and told me to replay it, and we got an out. And that's what you're looking for when you make replays, is to get the call right, and it ended up being right at the end. Well,
for fans who might have missed it, if the bunt is laid down, going to be a tough play. Pineda's up with it, throws the first, and the ball hits the runner and gets away from Brian Roberts, and will allow Rasmus to score the second Blue Jays run as they lead 2-0.
Yeah, that's a really good bunt. It's one that you usually want if your third baseman can take it, but it was in that perfect bunt area that makes it tough.
Indeed it was. It's deadened so well. Kind of in no man's land, as Pineda, has got one shot to make a perfect throw, and you see it's up the line just a bit.
Yeah, and that's a tough play for. I mean, I remember Brian Roberts. That's how he got hurt at our stadium a couple of years ago. He hurt his elbow, and it was hard to watch. So,
I think it was Bubba Crosby that ran into him, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it was ugly to watch.
Now, Joe, is that a play that you could call a replay on if the runner's out of the line there, or maybe he's not in the box?
I don't think that's one that you can call a replay on. That rule has to be changed anyway, and I've asked Joe Torre about it a number of times, and from what I understand, the base used to be in the middle of the line, and that's why it is the way it is. The rule reads, but I mean, it's pretty hard to be in the where they want you to run and touch the base, because you're to the right of the base. So I think it's a rule that they need to change, actually.
Runner's head to the second, and now he's in a rundown. Let's see what happens to Goins here. Teixeira with it. They're checking the runner at third. The tag is made. He's out, and the runner remains at third. Well executed, Joe.
Yeah, give it to the fast guy to let him run him down.
See, Gibbons is going to come out and argue, because the umpire made the call of out of the baseline, not on the tag.
Yeah. And to me, that's a strange rule too, because they say it's where your line is, not necessarily. I mean, you could basically, if you kept extending your line out towards the outfield, that could be your normal path, and that's a weird rule to me too.
And once again, to your knowledge, Joe, this type of play, as we're going to see it again, the umpire makes the call after this incredible rundown, good job by Jeter, really well handled by the Yankees, is Teixeira. You got to check the runner at third, keep your eye on him. Roberts, every base has to be covered, and there obviously is no tag there, but you see the umpires calling the base runner out of the base path. And to your knowledge, Joe, is that a replayable thing, or is that a judgment call?
No, that's a judgment call, but you could replay, actually, if he said he didn't tag him, you could replay the tag.
Well, the putout will go
a lot
to Brian Roberts because he was definitely out of the baseline. So the Yankees going to bring the infield in with 1 out. Good stop on the backhand. Jeter checks the runner, throws the first, and now the Yankees can drop the infield back. A lot of ground balls for Pineda today, and that's the one that paid off.
And that's what you want to see out of your pitching staff, strikeouts and ground balls, because there's not a lot of damage on those.
Now, Joe, I mentioned yesterday with the replay, and that was a big part of the game. You were already down 1-0 to the Twins, and the next hitter came up with a base hit. So if Aaron Hicks had been called safe, he might have scored.
Yeah, you're right, and it changes the whole complexion of the inning. So, and it's something that I think is going to work really well. There might be a few kinks in it. I think there'll be more kinks at the plate. That the guy blocked the plate more than anything, and it's something that I think we have to define more clearly. But I just think it's great because it takes some, in a sense to me, some of the pressure off the umpires to be perfect.
Pitch to Melky Cabrera's in there for a strike, and yesterday they got it done fairly quickly.
Yeah. What'd you say, 45 seconds from the time I asked?
I believe that was about it. So that's one of the quickest that we've seen this year as far as getting a call correctly called.
And during the season, they're going to speed up because right now they might have 1 or 2 replay angles.
Yeah.
During the season, they're going to have 12. And you're going to see it really quickly.
I think yesterday they only had 1, but it was the correct one. You could see that he had definitely been tagged before reaching the bag.
I mean, they say in most instances the call will be made in New York before I even get out there.